Welcome back to part 2. Oops, that's not closed. Part 2 of the basic glitch quilts, which again don't have the cover sheet, but it looks like this. I will be doing a basic one, which includes all these colors here. It's by Modern Groove. It's called Basic Glitch. So, last video we sewed all the strips together and then we cut them up. Let me be in frame. Cut them up into these little strips, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take either a black or white one square and sew depending color. Okay, so we'll start with black. Oh. My daughter is still here. She's actually editing the other video. So she doesn't have her mic because she's not going to be talking. She's editing over here. Oh, I have to look and make sure I'm doing these all in the right way. Okay, so purple on top. We went to Joann's because I hadn't been in a hot minute since like the last time that I went, and I wanted some white on white fabric, which I knew they still had quite a bit of, and because I'm making this other quilt, I'm gonna start cutting for that. I don't know if I'm gonna starch the fabric or not. I should have starched this one, but we'll get into that later. So I don't know if I'm gonna starch that one or just iron them. Also, I want to say that all my blocks are like, I don't know, too big. These are 6-inch blocks, and these are, I guess they're supposed to be 6 inches, and they are not. They're 6 3/4. So I'm gonna have to do some trimming later. You know how that goes. You know how that one goes. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be really pleased with this. Truthfully, this quilt's pretty easy because after you sew all these strips on, then you just literally just sew the blocks together in the pattern. Call it a day. So, anyway, so we went to Joann's. Pretty empty. They sold a bunch of their stuff, fixtures and whatnot. The bins or those rolling carts are sold. They don't have any more, what do you call it? Like when you'd walk in and they'd have like the apparel fabric. There we go, that's gone. They have flannel. That's about it. Flannel, some cotton. Still abysmal. Okay? Abysmal sales. 30% for quilting cotton. I think it's stupid. Flannel's finally 50%, which was fine. I didn't buy any. Yeah, I'm like, wow, you guys are closing. And yet, probably because people are still buying it at 30-20%. So anyway, they still had some pretty good cotton. I mean, not like the world's best cotton, but you know, it's enough. It's enough. And they had, like I said, they had the white on whites that I was looking for because I'm making another. I'm going to cut for another quilt here tonight maybe. Start working on that tomorrow. Another video. Not working on anything I should be, but I will be working on things that I want to. There's that. I'm also trying not to do my cotton cuts because that's all the videos that I have done, so I'm trying something else. I want to do new things and stuff. Anyway, then I went to eat at Chili's. Pretty decent. It was okay. My youngest daughter's been battling an irritated stomach that she caused herself, probably. So she's not been eating her usual items. Oh, it snowed again. Oh, there's that. That's fantastic. Okay. Okay. I didn't even count. These are supposed to be 40. I'm pretty sure there's 40. I think there's more than 40, but I don't know. Of the black. No, the black squares. So, anyway, I should probably. So I don't just sew extras for fun. I mean, no big deal. I did not iron this fabric before I cut it, so she's got some problems, but we're just going to be willing to overlook it. The sacrifice that I was in fact willing to make for this quilt. Trying not to like destroy my laptop. As I say, there's a table around here somewhere. Oh, right there. A lap table. Anyways, I separated these into their colors. I should probably move this guy over here, like so. Move this out of the way. It's like a little maze over here too, by the way, because I got all these. Found my other ring light. So my other ring light does in fact work. Okay. So she's good. So I'm double lit up over here. It feels like a little studio. We're having a great time. I got the fan on even though it's snowing because it's gonna get real hot in here. It's gonna get real hot in here. I know it's a yap into episode, but I feel like I'm all yapped out right now. I don't know. I'm just in a sewing mood. I'm gonna clean that. I gotta clean this. Ugh. And my fan is making me angry, blowing things around. Anyway, y'all can tell me what y'all sewing down in the bottom. In the comments below, Lord. Anyway, yeah, let me know what y'all are sewing. If you're sewing anything, you can let me know. You know what I'm really looking forward to is trimming all of these about 1/4 of an inch. That's fun times for me right there. Super fun times. Sewing 1/4 of an inch. So trimming all of these suckers. Then after I sew this side on, I gotta sew the red with the blue and the purple. Which I think I do the opposite way. The black on the top. And on top of that, I was gonna say with Joann's, we only have one left. We had 2 and they wound up like closing it way early. Somebody was talking about it when I was at Hobby Lobby a couple weeks ago, well before they ever announced that they were closing. So I actually don't even know if that one's open because when I look on the app, it tells me it doesn't have any hours or anything. So I don't know. Sorry, my mic was like buried in my sweater. I can't wait to see how this quilt turns out. I did not mean to shout. I was deleting some videos, and there was like a video that I was deleting from when I did this really long one with my youngest daughter, but I wound up not posting it because it was way too chaotic. But every time I started the clip, I'm like, okay. I almost saved them all so that we could do like a little okay clip, but I decided against it. I needed the storage space, and I didn't have the time. Nothing like watching videos of yourself and seeing all the things that you say consistently over and over and over again. And you just sound like a weirdo. There, I said it again. Me and my youngest are watching The Last of Us. I'm finally caught up with the one episode because I missed it last Sunday. I completely forgot. And tomorrow the new one comes out, so she's bugging me. I don't know. I just don't have the watching them weirdo fungi things. Just I don't like it. We're getting a little creeped out. That show is freaky. It's good though. It's good. I don't mind it, but I watched the first season, so I'm gonna keep watching it because I am invested, but you know. I wonder if I should have done these open. Maybe. See. Also, none of these are gonna nest because both of these are. Oh, these ones should have gone out. Should have ironed them to the darker colors. Oh well, no biggie. It does not bother me any. I get it for not reading instructions. For not reading the constructions. That's fine. It's fine. I still don't know how this was supposed to make a 7-inch strip, but my math, I'm not very good at quilt math, so. Because like I said, I'm a 1/4 inch off. So, I don't know. I don't know how I was supposed to do that. My 1/4 inch seam is just fine on these two, so. Heck if I know. I got my Tim Holtz in my yellow, and I don't know what the other color is, brown or whatever. I got those in finally. Those are my stars. I should start sewing those on video. I don't know, maybe we'll see. I don't think anybody really. I don't want to say I don't think anybody really wants to see that, but my daughter wants to see it. But what's nice about those is they're scrappy, so I can just sew them however I want. And they're not in a specific. Oh, I'm out of bobbin again. No, I'm not. What the heck? What happened? What happened? What happened? I might be out of bobbin. Okay, super interesting. Okay. Let me cut this. We'll do a satisfying cut of those later. Let's see what my bobbin situation is. I'm not. I did lose something. I did. I'm also really bad because you know you're not supposed to like quote unquote like blow into your sewing machine, but I do use a little blower, and it's the best thing that's ever existed. Oh, okay. We got a little situation here. What? There it is. Okay. Anyway, still working on my quilt on the side. Still don't know what it's called, and I'm sorry for that, guys. I cannot be bothered to look it up. But it's terrible, I know. But I really cannot remember what you call it. It's not spare change. I know it is not that one. I just don't remember. I wrote it down in my little sewing journal, but that is not right here. There's buzz in there. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, take two. These are both on straight green, so there's no pulling these suckers into place. Tomorrow is Easter Sunday, as I've said like 8 times already, but I think I'm just gonna sew all day. Have not purchased a meal. I don't know what we're gonna do. Haven't bothered to do anything for Easter. I don't know. I just don't really do Easter anymore. To be honest. No. Maybe we'll go later tonight and buy a ham or something. We'll see. See how I feel. It is already 6 o'clock, I want to say. So maybe not. Maybe we'll just eat leftovers or whatever. We'll see. And you know what's hilarious for me is that I come up here every single time with one bobbin. One bobbin of thread. I don't know why. It's not as if I don't have 18 bazillion bobbins, but I will just come up here with one singular bobbin. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. Who knows? I think I'm gonna have to cut all of these before I sew the other one on, because otherwise it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. We'll be in the same situation I was in earlier. I don't know. We'll do that together in like 21 minutes. Damn, that's so slow. I am gonna have extra of these, so I don't know what I'll do with those. Maybe I'll sew whatever I have extra, put it in the back of the quilt. That'll be fun. Make a little strat on the back. Who knows? I'm wearing this fabric on my shirt. But I don't. I'll just do whatever. Probably should have starched it as I should have done. But that takes like a lot of time. If you've never starched, there's a couple ways to starch, but I usually do it the way that Kimberly Jolly does, which is I soak it and I let it dry, or I'm really impatient and then this gets me in trouble. I spray it and then I iron it while it's while it's wet. But that gets you in trouble because you wind up sometimes stretching out your fabric. So not a good idea to do that. So I might do I might do no, I didn't. for the other quilt that I'm making, it's going to be Spangled by Kim Deal, and I'm not doing it in the way that she did it on the cover, in kind of like the Civil War colors. Kimberly Jolly, I keep saying her name like that. Anyway, the Fat Quarter Shop, when they do their lives, she always has like quilts on her ladders on next to her, and so she has it for several TikToks, for several live streams. She's had it there, and she did it from the Fat Quarter Club that they have. They have a Fat Quarter Club for Lori Holt. So I also am a member of a Fat Quarter Club, but through Happy Little Stitch Shop. And so I have a ton. I have so many fat quarters. And so you need about 26. I was like, well, Kimberly Jolly did it out of fat quarters. She has a cute little video. If you search on YouTube, Spangled Spangled Kim Deal, you'll see her. She did it on a live stream where she talks about how she like makes things bigger and cuts them down. She's very precise. I do not care that much. If I'm going to be honest with you, it does not matter to me. But anyway, so she shows how to do it, and she talks about like doing it with the Fat Quarter Club, and look how good my anyway, she talks about how to do it that way, and wow, it's so good. So I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do it with the fat quarters. Oh yeah, she's really thinking about it right now. She's thinking. Oh, okay, cool. I moved. Also, we can see my big fat head. I'm sorry. Okay. Dang it. Come on, you. There we go. There we go. A little trash can right there. A little trashy can for myself. Oof. But I want, because in the sample, or not the sample, but on the cover, it's very dark, because I think she uses reproduction prints, the Civil War or 1800 reproduction prints. So it's cream background, and it's very dark colors like browns, and which I love, okay, because I love a Civil War reproduction print, like love reproduction prints. But the one that I saw looked very happy, and I was like, that looks happy, and that looks exactly like what I want mine to look like. So I picked out some fat quarters. I don't even know if you would need all 26, because then I'm looking at the instructions and how she cuts. She doesn't use the whole fat quarter, so I think I'm okay. And so anyway, all that to say, that's also why I went to Joann's to buy the white on white, because or the tone on tone, because that's what I'm going to use for the background of that quilt. Kimberly Jolly did use her backgrounds, the whites that she has on that's in the club. So and you could do that too. She talks about how to do it. She did it like in a block of the month style, because essentially she took each month's fat quarters to make a block, is what she wanted to do. Whereas I'm just going to kind of grab a bunch of fat quarters and make it, scrappy and cute. See, that way. I'll be very happy. The 80 square quilt, which is roughly the size of what I made my rag quilt. Well, it's not my rag quilt, but the rag quilt I made my mother-in-law, and the rag quilt I made my daughter. Oh, I'm way off. Oh, Lord. I still need to. I'm gonna get my Swole Dogs and Sweaters quilted, like long arms, because that one's for my mom. And I think it would look so cute with like a pantograph. So I gotta spend some money for that. That one's gonna cost me probably like $100 and something to do. I'm hoping I can find like a Wiener Dog pantograph. Tell me your dogs. If not, I'll have to think of something else. We'll see. We'll go and do a quick count when I cut all these apart, trim them up. I'm gonna do that off camera though, because otherwise this video is gonna be like 18 hours long. And normally, I guess you wouldn't need to trim them. I'm trimming them because mine are off. And so for the sake of my sanity, I'm just gonna trim them up. And we're just gonna call it. Go ahead. Nope. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Okay. Then hopefully I won't have a problem when I do it on when I do the other one, the other strip. We'll see. And then after I cut all of these apart, I'll pause y'all and we will do. Oh, I love it when it gets tangled. It looks like a little flag. Anyway, I'll cut one to show you what I'm gonna do. And again, not in the pattern. It's just that either my seam allowance is off or I don't know, something's off as to why it won't be exactly 7 inches. I gotta fix it or I'm gonna be real upset spaghetti about it. So, okay, so here's my big old pile. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna grab one. And then the best part is this black on black. That's like the best part of this whole thing. Okay. Just cut. I can't even see it, dude. Maybe I'll iron it first. Legitimately cannot. All these lights in here and I can't see it. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna iron it. Yeah, it's iron. Wonderful. Okay, I could probably just finger press it. Okay, and then that way I can see what I'm cutting. I love all the black on black. I love that for me. Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. That's what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and I'll come back. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm back. I just cut down all my white squares because I am about a 1/4 inch too big. So, here's the aftermath. I made them into a cutie, great little pile for y'all. Don't you love it? Anyway, I will be sewing the other half on. Here, I decided to cut the white ones preemptively. I checked it. I am about a 1/4 inch too big. So, this was a pain in the butt. I got really bored halfway through and I was really mad at myself. So, I just cut all the white ones. Anyway, watch me sort. I don't know if I started the video. I mean, I'm in control. I can always stop. But anyway, what fun would that be, guys? So now I'm going to sew the red ones with the purple and the black on. And we'll go through that line. And I won't have to trim this time. We'll be able to just like go right into the white ones. Okay. Oh, red and white? Red ones? I should do like, oh, okay. I have to remember. Black goes at the top. So it's gonna be the opposite. Not black goes at the top, but it's gonna go like this. Oh, well, maybe if I did it right. Like this. Oh, I love this now. Now it's too short for this side. Wow, I love this. This quilt's fantastic, guys. I'm having a great time with this. I love it. Anyways, I can't wait to see this when it's all together and how it's gonna give me a headache. No, kidding, it's not gonna give me a headache, but it's going to look pretty cool. That looks not straight, but I love that for me. It's fun. This is fine. I'm the little dog in the burning house right now. This is fine. This is fine. Cafe. He's in a cafe. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever told anybody this story, but when I first started working at my job, why does that one look so fat and that one does not look that fat? Broski, is that the right size? That is an offcut. I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, when I first started working at my job, I changed my background picture to the little dog on fire in the cafe. And we didn't know at the time that like 3 or 4 people were sharing kind of the same drive or whatever. And so my one of my owners would come down and she was like, I got the weirdest thing on my computer. My background changed to like a little dog on fire. And then I noticed too, like my background would change. And then my production manager said the same thing. And then I was like, oh, what the heck? I was like, well, that's my background. Like, what the heck? So then we called our IT company. They work right next to us. Oh yeah, that's definitely a 1-incher. Okay, cool. Anyway, we called them and they were like, oh yeah, you guys are like all on this shared server. So they had to like cut us apart so that we weren't sharing because that was what was happening was that, my background was going, I like how I said I didn't have to cut anything and then this one's short. I'm fine, guys. I really am. The dog in the cafe on fire. But anyway, yeah, so fun little tidbit. Make sure you're not on shared servers when you change your computer background screen or something unfortunate may happen. You never know. The next fun part about this is me ironing all of this. Yeah. For that, I think I will go downstairs, though. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that. Anyways, I was asking my daughter if she'd heard or seen how Wendy's roasted Katy Perry. And then immediately after that, I have had Teenage Dream stuck in my head the whole time. Just humming away on it. This is the most boring part about filming content, at least for YouTube, not for TikTok, but for YouTube, is the music. Because, you know, can't have the licensed music. But yeah. Can't have it playing while I'm doing anything. It's boring. I still haven't counted how many I have. I bet you I'm making too many, but that's fine. I'm fine with it. Because one thing in life, I'm either making too many or not enough. Always. Always. It did stop snowing. It did snow a little bit more though. It was snowing pretty heavy on our way to Joann's. We thought for sure we were cooked, but we in fact were not. Okay. My microphone is my legs are sweating, mama. My microphone is doing its own thing over here. Sometimes I just don't know what to do with my other hand. Also, I do just want to let everybody know, these aren't tutorials. Please do not follow my advice or instruction. I do not know what I'm doing. I'm just sewing, and clearly I'm making mistakes. So don't look at these as tutorials. I didn't use the exact same colors that they used in the example because they didn't have those colors. So I just kind of guessed. And I'm typically not like that. I typically will like search high and low to find the exact colors and do all of that. And yeah, I just didn't this time because I really wanted to make this quilt real bad. Real bad. And so I just made executive decisions. I opened up my phone, I zoomed in on the quilt, and I said, that looks like that matches, this looks like this matches, and boom bop, we're done. Finito. Also give it up to my editor because she's working real hard. I don't work that hard on my videos. I pretty much just zing-a-ling-a-ling and go on. She said, in case you couldn't hear, she said you gotta let her know if it's garbage, though, so she knows. Okay. Well, that's all content is what we think is cute. And other people like it, other people don't. I don't know. It don't matter none to me. Exactly. These are for me. I make the videos so that I have a reason to sew, because otherwise I just won't, and I'll sit on my couch and I won't do anything. You know. You should put your mic on just so they can hear you breathing. Okay. She got her mic, so hopefully now you can hear her instead of, yeah, there we go, tinny through me. I don't know. You can hear my side comments. Honestly, these microphones weren't a bad deal. They're pretty good. They muffle down the sewing machine pretty good, because I just don't talk loud enough, which is weird because I'm a very loud talker generally speaking, but
not as loud as Dad though.
Oh yeah, but also when I'm in here sewing, sometimes I feel like because my machine is loud, I'm like having to like shout, and I just don't feel like doing that. I would like to just talk softly. So I hope that the effect looks good in person. I'm gonna be real upset if it doesn't. Of this quilt, I hope that it looks like it does in the pictures.
Same.
I'm gonna be real mad otherwise. Because when I saw the pictures online, the quilt looks like that too, but again, I don't know if it's because it's a picture or what. I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're about to find out. Well, my last video that I posted, I lost the last 20 minutes. I don't know how. I uploaded it to the CapCut in my computer, and then it just wasn't there when I went to go finish it, so I wound up having to just delete it and film that janky ending. Sorry, y'all. sorry. But yeah, I was so mad. I was like, you've got to be joking with me right now. Birds are out. Okay. In a turn of events, spring is back. I do need to buy more thread. Probably buy some next Friday. Not a chance. Watch me run out of bobbin at some point here. I don't remember which video. I don't even know. I don't think it was in my last video, but I think it was in one that I might have lost. But it was so funny because I was sitting here talking about how I was watching the show Severance, and I was like waiting for Kieran Culkin to come on the screen, and all to realize later that I was actually not watching Succession. I was in fact watching a completely different show. You should think it would have tipped me off when I was on Apple TV and not HBO, but I was like, oh, cool, Apple TV. Yeah, so anyway, started watching Severance. I think I confused the two because, and don't ask me why this confused me in any way. It shouldn't. The shows are named differently, but I was watching a clip on YouTube where I think it was Conan who told Ben Stiller, like, Severance is a fantastic show. And for some reason, I just got it stuck in my head that it was Succession. I don't ask me. I don't know why. Ben Stiller is the producer, writer. I don't know. He said something of Severance, which is a completely different show than Succession. And it stars, I forget his name, but from Parks and Rec. And other people that I don't. Oh, Patricia Arquette also stars in it, so there's that. But anyway, good show. Should watch it, but it is not Succession. There is no Kieran Culkin and what makes it even funnier is in the beginning of the show, not in the beginning, but like at some point in the show, they show this picture or this carving of the owner or the whatever on the wall, and it looks like what's his face from Succession, Brian, I forget what his name is, but that actor. And I was like, okay, so it furthered my delusion that I was watching the correct show. So anyway, I was not watching the correct show.
In fact, not.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought it's funny too because when I was watching Steel Magnolias, I had confused it for My Girl, and I was like, "Where's Macaulay Culkin?
Where's Macaulay Culkin?"
I was like,
Daryl Hannah's in this movie. What?
I was like, "Oh, she's having a kid. That must be Macaulay Culkin." I was like, "Oh wow, there's 2 deaths in this movie."
Where's the mom's not dead?
What is going on?
Where's Anna Chomsky?
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't know Dolly Parton was in this movie.
See, mistakes all around, guys. Mistakes all around.
Is your thread like wrapped around, like around your needle?
Oh,
okay, no, I don't think it is. It looked like your thread was like wrapped around, like instead of just threaded normally.
No. Oh no, if it was wrapped around, you'd go clunk. Yeah. I would have ripped it a long time ago. My machine just takes no prisoners. For some reason, I was putting a lot of pressure on my other foot, and it was hurting, and I was like, ow. Y'all. Elise, blue thread. I don't trust anybody that does their own hair. It ain't natural. It ain't normal. My microphone is being weird. Okay, there we go. Anyway, a lot of silence in this video. I apologize for that. Maybe we'll edit some funny noises. I don't know. Who knows? I'm just... I haven't watched TikTok in a minute. I don't have any fresh content for myself. Oh my gosh. I should count these when I am done to see how many, if I have enough to do. I do have enough fabric to make more of these guys if I need to. And I have more than enough of these guys, so. Oh, I'm gonna have to sneeze. I was gonna pause it, but I just didn't have time. I will actually never forget, every time I sneeze, I used to work at a call center for a phone company. And we, at one point, were on the social media team where we would reply to your tweets and Facebook messages and whatever, right? And so I had, and who was not my employee, thank God. I was cackling, but he was my other TL's team employee. And every week we would have a call. Every week we would have a call with the main people at the company because we weren't the company, we were a third party. And so anyway, they would send us something to listen to, you know, obviously ways to improve, blah, blah, blah. And one of the employees, we knew ahead of time because the TL had listened to the call and yeah, or he'd gotten an advance copy. I don't remember, but it was so funny. And anyway, he so we're there on the call. We're listening to this agent's call. And he tells the lady, he's like, "Oh, I got to sneeze." Proceeds to sneeze loudly in her ear, like, did not mute it, didn't anything. The rest of us are dying. We're all on mute. We're laughing our butts off at this call. And then says, right, proceeds to sneeze, and then says, "That was a bit of a sneeze, wasn't it?" And I think like the best part is like the managers at the company were like, "What do you think we could have done different?" Like no kidding, dudes. We all know what could have been done differently. Like, we're not stupid. What do you want me to do? Flog them? Like, you know, half the people that worked at that call center were on the spectrum in some way. That's why they were working there, because they couldn't work a regular job. But it was just every time I sneeze, I just think of that moment and I just start laughing because my guy didn't put her on mute. Nothing. He sneezed right in her ear.
I think you're out of bobbin.
Oh no! How? Oh my God!
Oh,
I'm out of bobbin, guys. I've been sewing with
Only
them.
okay. Only 3 squares.
All right, let me fix this. I'll be right back. And we're back. Wound my bobbin, started counting, and then promptly lost count. So I don't know how many I got. Anyway, yeah. What does everybody do for Easter? We do nothing. Sometimes I'll have a meal, sometimes I won't. Oh, you know what? I might not even need to buy ham because I still have ham in the freezer. So I might.
This is one of the first times in a while that Easter doesn't fall around your birthday, because the last couple of years it has been.
It usually does. Like, it does. I mean, I'm always. The only time I'm not around Easter is when Easter ends in March, because the Lenten season or whatever. But it usually. I mean, it does like sometimes fall around my birthday. My grandma's birthday is tomorrow, or their anniversary is tomorrow. I think they're the opposite of my parents. I think it's my grandma's anniversary. I think their anniversary is tomorrow, and then her birthday was the next day. But I'm not 100% sure on that. So don't quote me. I do not know for sure if that's true. I can't remember that. My parents are my mom's birthday and then their anniversary. And I'm married on my mom's birthday, which is October 1st. And then, of course, my mom's anniversary is October 2nd. She did that because she was not 18. So, my parents are very much dun 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 dun.
Have you seen that video? It's just like my grandparents talking about how they met. Oh,
Yes.
grandma, you little victim, you.
Yeah, exactly. My parents met when my mom was 16 years old, and my dad did not have the word teen at the end of his age. My dad is 6 years older than my mother, was a full-grown man, and had done a whole tour in the Navy and gotten out. But it's about my mother. So my dad was, I don't know what the math on that is, 22? I don't know. Anyway, obviously my grandma wouldn't let my mom get married young. So not for any reason that you're thinking, okay, it was, my grandma was a selfish person. Okay. It did not have to do with like caring about how old my dad was or any of that stuff. She did not care. Yes, did not. I'm just gonna repeat. My grandmother did not care about that. Anyway, and so my dad met my mom at a basketball game. A high school basketball game. I don't know why my dad was there. I've never discussed it. I assume he was cheering on his cousins or whatever. It was 1969. Because if my mom was like 16, then yeah, it was like 1969. Anyway, my mom met my dad, and then they had me. No, just kidding. They didn't have my brother first, but they didn't get married till she was 18, and my mom just could not wait to get out of my grandmother's house. Lots of reasons for that. But since my grandma wouldn't let her get married early, she had to wait. And there's a famous picture, well, at least for me it's famous, of my mom and my grandma on her wedding day, and my grandma looks pissed. My grandma looks pissed all the time because she wasn't a very happy person, okay? My grandma was, and this is not my grandma Sally, this is my other grandmother. My grandma Sally's my dad's mom. Anyway, my grandma was pissed about it. She was not happy. She did not like it. She did not want my mom to get married, not because like she thought that she was too young or anything like that. She was just a very jealous person. And she wanted my mom to work and help support her. So that's why she didn't want her to get married. But anyway, so the day after my mom turned 18, she got married. But my parents been together ever since. They've been married 54 years, I think. Okay. So they've been married like 54 years. So they got married in 1971. I can't do math, so y'all do the math for me. But yeah. I haven't cut this one. I was like, what?
53. It'll be 54 this year.
Okay. Yeah. Darn it, guys. Anyway, so they've been married a while. Obviously, you know. So it wasn't like a big thing. I joke about it. We joke about it, but truthfully, like, no biggie. No biggies. It was the 70s. It's not a big, huge deal. We'll be fine. We'll all survive. And they're still together. So, anyway. That's my name's Ryan. But every time we joke about it, I'm always like dun 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 dun, because it is very much so a Law and Order episode. Again, why my dad was at a basketball game? I don't know. He was him. I think he was there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he was there for his cousin or something like that. My dad has a lot of cousins, which I guess in turn means that I have a lot of cousins. Most of them I don't talk to, so it don't really matter. I don't care. Anyway, he always says that he noticed my mom because my aunt was also there, my godmother, and she's a loudmouth. She's a hella loudmouth. So she was being loud and obnoxious. So my mom was a little bit more quiet and reserved, and so he noticed my Nina yelling and whatever, and then he saw my mom, and just so pretty and everything, and pictures of them at her prom together, a whole grown-ass man.
It's okay. Now Nana is he gets fed twice a day,
Yeah.
plenty of sunlight.
Yeah, we always joke because when I'll be like, how's my dad? She's like, why are you worried about your dad? And I'm like, damn, okay, chill. So if you've never seen that Brittany Bronsky meme where she's like, don't you worry about Stanley. You mind your business. Like that's my mom. Anyway, they go on cruises a lot. They have a good time. They're good. They're fine. Don't worry about Stanley. He's fine. So anyway. But yeah, if you're curious, that's what happens. Okay, so when I do these are still coming up a little bit short. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Oh my god. I'm starching it the next time I make this quilt, I think. Some of these are fine and some of these are not. And also, since these are solids, it does not matter. Well, this is the right side, but basically right side to right side. So that they look nice. Okay. Sometimes if I don't have fabric in there and I sew on itself, it'll just snap my thread for no fun reason. Am I sewing? It'll just snap the thread for like no reason. So I'm like, cool, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Now, if you are concerned for my grandparents, they were all of similar ages. I actually don't know much about my mom's parents because I just don't. But I do know that my dad's parents were very close in age, 2 years or less apart, I want to say. They were not members of the Special Victims Unit. As for my other grandparents, I don't know. I don't know. That's a mystery. We'll have to discover later. And I don't know if I said this in another video, but my mom's mom recently died a couple years ago, so she lived quite a while. I do think it was just hatred and anger that was keeping her going, kind of like a chihuahua. She was a very bitter woman. She was angry all the time at everybody, so I don't know.
I think I only met her like, what, once or twice?
Yeah, you didn't meet her very much, actually. You might have only met her once, little, when you were like real little. Sometimes it's in our pictures, or like my cousin would share pictures or whatever, but like generally speaking, I didn't take my kids around her. Everybody on that side, it wasn't a good, my mom's family is, my mom and my aunt are like really the only real sane ones that came out of there. My grandpa died when she was pregnant with me. He had I think a brain aneurysm, stroke, something. And she was 7 months pregnant with me because he died about 2 months before I was born. But anyway.
Dang, that's crazy because the same thing happened to you with me.
A month.
A month, though, yeah.
No, not really, 2 weeks. Yeah, so my grandfather died about 2 weeks before she was born. And, gang, dead great-grandparents. Her great-grandfather, but my grandfather. But anyway.
It's like an omen not to have kids.
Yeah. So anyway, he passed away. He had lung cancer. He was a smoker. Anyway.
I mean, everybody was.
That's what happened. He was in World War II. So, he smoked Lucky Strikes. But anyway, yeah, so, but my grandparents, my dad's parents, were really kind and sweet. I obviously never knew my other grandfather, but my brother remembers him, and my cousin Sonia. My brother and my cousin Sonia are very similar in age. They're only a couple months apart, like maybe about 10 months. My brother's born in January, and my cousin's born in October of the same year, so they're practically twins, or they were. They're not super close now, but But yeah, so anyway, there's that. There's that. But they knew him. They're about 4 years old when he passed away. My grandfather died in February 3rd, I want to say.
I thought it was January.
No, that was my grandpa.
Oh,
my other grandpa. But I'm talking about, I'm sorry.
I zoned out for like a second and missed like the last two sentences.
I was talking about like my mom's dad. So anyway, he died I think February 3rd.
I go to download one thing and I missed like 2 plot points. I was like, oh, my thing's done.
You're like, and scene. Where am I at? 35 minutes. I might. I don't know. We'll see. Might do an hour. See where I get, and then maybe I'll just sew all of these on, and then the next video will be putting them together, sewing the other half on, and then putting them together. This kind of quilt is the kind where you can like really zone out on. You can just sit here and sew, which is nice. So you don't really have to think about anything, or there's no real seams to match. I am gonna kill myself later on these other ones where I didn't read the instructions where it said to do these this way. So oh well. That'll just be a real thick seam to go through. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is a nice like zone out quilt. It'll be real easy to put together. This takes about a week. This wouldn't even take a week, and it could probably be done in a day. If I had the energy, I could probably get it done today, but I don't have the yap ability right now to do yet another yap, and so it'll be a let's sit in silence sewing ASMR. I'm not really talking except for occasionally, and you don't really get to hear my sewing machine because I have a mic on. Or I could just do an ASMR style video. I don't know. It don't matter none. We're trying all things here on this channel. Anyway, I have the best TikTok sound for when this is all complete, so I cannot wait to do quilt drop to this. Oh, my freaking shin hurts. I'm gonna get a shin split. My next video is just going to be me sorting through my presser feet. I'm just kidding. Watch me label my presser feet. Oh, I shouldn't sing.
No, you won't get much.
No, I'm just saying in general. I just shouldn't sing. Let me know. Although lately, because I can't listen to no, I know. Sometimes you do. Sometimes they do catch you, and you gotta fight it.
It's like 15 seconds or something. Like it's
yeah.
There's a time limit on it because Critical Role they can't stop singing 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton, so they can only sing. It's like 8 seconds of it or something, like 7 seconds.
Yeah,
it's kind of hilarious. Critical Role is a D&D group, since this is a sewing channel. It's a D&D group of like famous voice actors that you probably know. Ashley Johnson plays in it, and she's Ellie's mom in The Last of Us, like the video, or she's Ellie in The Last of Us, and then she cameos as Ellie's mom in the show.
Spoiler, even though it's 2 years old and it's last season, nobody come up and start complaining about that. I don't want to hear about it. Anyway, no, the man is in my head too now. So that's what I'm singing under my breath. Don't know why, it just is in my brains. In my brain. We have a local radio station here in town, and when it used to be Jackie, Tony, and Donnie, they would get Donnie to hum a song for like people to like win concert tickets or something like that, because he famously hummed horribly. He did. I could almost never figure out what he was humming. I don't know how people did it, but he'd be humming. He'd be like, and I'm like, what is he singing? And he'd be singing like a Katy Perry song or something. And I was like, bro. Anyway, he quit. He quit radio to go teach because that's what he was going to school for. So he's a teacher now. And now the 10 o'clock guy is there. So now it's Jackie, Tony, and Ryan. Doesn't have the same ring to it, but it works just as good. You're fine. You can just let them fall or not.
Just checking your bobbin for you.
I've seen it. I'm watching it. I have fresh bobbin in it. It's good. But yeah. Anyway, so I missed that one. What is Donnie humming? And then they're like, how do you not know? He was hilarious because he did not know how to say envelope. He would say envelope, which was fantastic. And then he was hilarious. He was hilarious. He was a great addition. I am sad that he's not there anymore. Not that I listen to the radio because I have Sirius XM. We have all these things. I listen to podcasts mostly while I drive. Murder. But if you are interested in what I listen to People Are the Worst, which is pretty good. They're on YouTube too. They also they do a YouTube podcast where they do a video, but then they're available on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff too. And then American Scandal, which is pretty good, but most of their, as he says every episode, their back catalog has moved to behind a paywall. Find them on YouTube for free, not paid. Anyway, I'm whispering because as soon as I say that, as soon as I start watching, it's going to become a paid wall. But anyway, and he does some pretty good podcasts. I like them. They're okay. And then Serial Killers, which did get rid of their host recently, or she left. So I don't know who the new host is going to be. They have a guest host. I was listening to 3. The first season, they talked about Skylar. I don't remember her last name, but she was that young girl who was murdered by her 2 friends in the woods. The girls who were tweeting all the time, and they said we really did go on 3 or whatever. The second season is hosted by Amanda Knox, and I'm just not into that story. I don't know. The story's not as good as the first story was, the first season. So I'm not really into it. And then I also will listen to Military Murder sometimes, and that's pretty good. And I listen to If Books Could Kill. And I like older seasons of You're Wrong About. Mostly because I liked the banter between Sarah and Michael. And Michael's not on that one anymore. He's doing 2 other podcasts. He's doing Maintenance Phase with, I think her last name is Aubrey Gordon. And If Books Could Kill. And then Sarah still does You're Wrong About, but she does a lot of guest hosting. She has lots of guest hosts, which is fine. And I typically don't mind the content, but I do like their older stuff. So I haven't really listened to it in a while. Where it's just Sarah. I liked, like I said, I like the dynamic between Sarah and Michael. For me, that's what made the show good. Sometimes, what else do I listen to? I don't even know anymore, but yeah, I like obviously psychopath murderers. I guess that's about it. I was listening to Swindled, or I do listen to Swindled, but lately he hasn't been coming out with that many episodes, like once a month, and he used to come out with them more often, I think. So Swindled's pretty good too. And then I listened to I don't know anymore. But yeah, I'll listen to those in the morning on the way to work. Sometimes music is just like too much. I'll listen to music on the way home. I know some people are like the opposite, where they just like ride in silence on the way home, but for me, the way home is like, no matter how bad of a day I'm having, I'm going home. So I will jam out to music or whatever, or listen to a podcast. But on the way to work, sometimes I can't handle music. I don't know what it is. It's too happy. And so I just don't listen to it. I just prefer to listen to podcasts. The jibber jabber.
Even like for me too.
Oh my God, where did you come from?
Like sometimes like Noah and I, like when we watch TV and stuff, it's like we were looking around yesterday, it's like, well, we don't want to watch like, I don't know, like garbage or like We're Tired of Bob's Burgers or something. It's like we gotta watch like a documentary or like Puppet History on YouTube by The Watcher. It's like I need something that's gonna like stimulate my brain for a little bit. Like I need something where I can think and add my own 2 cents, or like it's gotta be about a new topic though. Puppet History is hilarious though, if you guys haven't, if no one's checked it out. But it's Shane and Ryan. It's the guys who used to do like the BuzzFeed Unsolved and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so those guys are hilarious. And then they also have Mystery Files, which is it's basically like the unsolved stuff, but better. My favorite one is the Leatherman though, because Shane is dressed up as Leatherman and he commits to the bit. And he's like, "Oh, you must be hot," and that he's like, "Oh, I'm sweltering. Don't you worry." That's my favorite one.
Okay, got 2 more left, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here, and then we will pick up the next video, putting the other side on, and then sewing them together, and then that'll be the quilt top for that.
Have you picked out a back yet? Have you picked out a back yet?
No. I might just do something plain. That's where I really miss Joann's, is their garbage. Oh god, not their garbage, but like I bought a bunch when I was a couple months ago, or like last year. They would have the 70% off, and this lady was like, she was like, "Have you seen our last chance?" And it was at 70% off. Well, you could use the 20% off coupon. So I got, one time I think I got like, I don't know, 7 yards of fabric for like, I don't know, $10. It was pretty cheap.
Damn.
So yeah, so you can, you know, that's when I was like, I have a TikTok about it, but essentially, you know, maybe it's not a piece I'd put in the front of my quilt, but the back of the quilt, like who sees that? Nobody freaking sees that. Well, you know what I mean. But
No, yeah.
it's not the star attraction, right? So it doesn't matter what I put on the back. But yeah, so I also wound up buying some more low volumes that way, or like tone on tones and things like that as well for it. But okay, let me cut these apart. This is the fun part.
It's fine. It's one of the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to count these. 1, a 2,
1, 2.
oh, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Oh my god. 4, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, yeah, I have 40. Okay. All right. So next video, I'm going to sew these guys on the other side. And then we will put these bad boys together. So technically speaking, they will go like this. I know, so exciting, isn't it? Anyway, that's what they're gonna look like, and we'll have no quilt done by then. All right, see you guys on flip side. Bye.